In July 2025, I hitched up my 1976 Boler trailer and pointed it north, way north, from the humid back roads of southern Georgia to the edge of the Arctic Ocean. This is the story of an offbeat journey through forgotten towns, wild landscapes, and the unexpected. These are the strange, true tales from the road. Welcome to Expedition Pod.
Without doubt, the toughest part of this were the horseflies.
Good morning. We are in Dawson, or a little bit outside of Dawson. Today is what I would call Dredge Day, because I would like to visit multiple dredges today. Obviously in Dawson here is the famous dredge number 4, which has been converted into a museum. That's actually the one that I'm least interested in. I'm more interested in the ones that most people don't know about. And I did a little bit of sleuthing and searching around and found some abandoned stuff. So the first one we're going to take a look at is this one here. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to figure out, with abandoned dredges like this, what dredge numbers they are. I have a suspicion of what this is. I cannot at all be sure, but it comes with a pretty good story. So as we're heading down there, and maybe we can make our way onto this thing, I'm not sure. Let me tell you the story once we get closer. We've made it down. Kind of like forest floor, but it's not solid because all the dredged gravel forms like in a lot of places a relatively loose bed. So there's a piece of it right there. Let me see if I can make my way around it. A lot of raspberry bushes on the way down, plus some other kind of like little orange berries, which I'm not familiar with. I think they're edible. I think I've seen them, but since I don't know, I'm not gonna try. So this looks more like a debris pile. Oh, there's some wood piece that definitely belongs. Oh, here are these orange berries again. I don't know. You guys know what those are? Let me know. Oh, something marked the spot here. You can smell the urine. I did pack my bear spray. on this occasion. I mean, I don't think we're gonna run into bears here, but I mean, what do I know? So, the pond is over there. It's funny, it's like this area is very small, but it's so dense that it's really easy to kind of like lose your way almost instantly. So you can see over there is the water. You must head in this direction. That's very dense. These are some other berries here. Red stuff. There's some more debris to the right here. It's like completely overgrown. Gum. Okay, there's a lot more stuff now. Here. It's like I'm actually, it's down here. This is a large metal piece that I'm walking over here. Well, this is a huge gear. Multiples. So this is a massive gear right here. Let me untangle myself here. Not sure. Oh well, you can see this. It's completely overgrown, but it is a gear, right? You've got the teeth right there on the edge. And it looks like we've got this mangled piece of metal right there. And it looks like a massive gear sitting over there as well, with some more massive pieces here. Then there's some from other, let's see, very big wood pieces over there. I'm not sure if this was part of the dredge or if we're looking here at some kind of like processing. I mean, facility is the wrong word, I think. There's a ladder, an old wood ladder over there. So let me see if I can make it over there. There's no path or anything. It looked like it's part of the dredge, I think. Like, potentially part of the hull. There's the ladder I was talking about. Quite substantial. Let's go back to the gear. Move on from there. There's definitely stuff underneath me. It's like, I don't know if you guys heard that, but I was just walking over this place right there and the wood cracked. It thumped, and the way it thumped, it was clearly hollow underneath me. So here we are. Second huge, massive gear. So you can see the wear on it. When I do visit dredge number 4, which I am planning, I think we can compare some of this. See if we can, because you know that's an intact dredge. Here's some hose. There's some pipes. And I don't know what that is, but I guess that's grease for sure. Yeah. And you know what? You see those marks in there? You ask me, those are claw marks. Right there. So I would say that the bear was checking out the editability of that grease. So let's hope we're not gonna run into this dude. The iron, okay, I can see structure of the dredge poking up. So I gotta make my way in this direction. Somehow, I think, oh yeah. Look at this over there. Kind of looking for that. I thought I was gonna find this easy, but nope. Walked straight past it. But, you know, if it wasn't for that detour we just made, we wouldn't have found the gears. So let's take a look here. That's amazing. It's like this huge structure. I mean, it's gigantic. And I literally just walked straight past it, not seeing it in the woods, looking for it. I mean, this is not easy to overlook. And yet I did. I think, again, I do not know, but I think this would probably carry the conveyor that would spit out the debris. So all the rock and gravel after it's been washed would come out of here, I think. I mean, you definitely have right here at the end, it was so this could move, right? Up and down, right here. And here's the dredge. With an incredibly shady looking board as an access point. A whole bunch of other stuff on the other side of this. Let's see right there. So the question is, yes or no? Well, in order to check it, I'm gonna have to put the camera away. No matter what. This thing is gigantic. You know, when you're farther away, it does not look this big. Let's go check it out. Actually, I'm gonna do plan B. I'm gonna walk around and see if there's a better access point on the other side. Because, you know, that might just be, because this is very, very sketchy. Not so much getting up, but getting back down. That's what worries me. All right, this is not the most elegant. Hard to believe that a massive structure like this would just float in this tiny a pond. But I mean, I guess it made its own waterway. Just kept digging. Yeah, we've got some structure ahead there. Well, maybe I was wrong earlier, because this here sure looks like a conveyor belt kind of like situation. Yeah. Okay. So all this bushes, I'm surrounded by have thorns, of course. So let's see. No. Raspberries. Okay. So I'm gonna try and walk around this thing. Here's the, well, at this point I'm sweating. Here's the conveyor belt. Well, at least yeah, there's actually still, the belt is still there. Or a piece of it. Yeah. There it is. But it's big. So here we are on the other side now. We'll have to look. Yeah, I think it is possible. Yeah, we can just walk on here. This is a much better way. I'm glad I checked first before doing that dance over there on the other side. we are. Woo. Okay. Note to self. This deck is not solid. I literally just went straight through right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to look a little bit more on the ground. Not gonna give up, but you know, I think I'm fine as long as I step on planks. I'm not sure how far over I can walk. I mean, safely. So you can see this had a canvas cover on the wood. There are all these pieces of canvas still laying around with lots and lots of little nails and clamps in them. Yeah, I don't think that the debris pile over there is gonna permit me to just walk across. So right here, we have the deck. We'll see how supportive this is in a second. Well, this is actually solid. I don't know if you can see this, but the water is quite clear. You can see all the way to the ground. All right, so something, you know, as a crack there, something just sank a little bit underneath me. Let me try and move back a little bit because I think this is kind of like the end as to where I can go safely. I'm not gonna climb on those parts over there from there. As I said, not because the climbing up part I think is fine. The getting off of it, that's not gonna be that good. I'm not going to walk too far out here because obviously this deck is rotten. Okay. So I told you earlier I'm going to tell you a story in regard to what dredge this may be. I'm still going to poke around a little more locally, but it kind of, the location somewhat fits the supposed location of dredge number 1. Now, dredge number 1 may actually be the earliest event of what you would call eco-terrorism in history. One night, I'll put the year on the screen because I haven't memorized it. There's an exact date. I'll put it on the screen. So one night, what happened was that dredge number 1 was dynamited and sank as a result of the explosives. And what happened was that the officials who investigated it back then didn't really have any suspects, but they found ski tracks nearby the sunken dredge. And based on that, they suspected that there were a bunch of Scandinavians here in town, in Dawson, and they suspected that they may have something to do with it. And they planted supposedly a listening device into the cabin of what they ultimately called the educated Swede, who ended up not being a Swede. He ended up being a Norwegian, by the way, as far as I know. But the name stuck. I don't even know if there's another name out there, if anybody knows another name. It's like the educated Swede, that's it. And eventually, through the listening device, they caught him bragging to his peers about blowing up the dredge. And actually, stating that he picked, one that was very close to Dawson because it would be harder to figure out who it was. So ultimately, he got caught. I cannot say for sure that this is dredge number 1, but considering the condition it's in, and I'm sure, there are other sunken dredges, obviously, but considering where it's at and how it looks and, what you have seen here, it could be, right? It could be that this is dredge number 1. As I said, I'll poke around a little bit more in regard to, seeing if I can find out the number of this dredge. But for now, I'll call this possibly dredge number 1. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story, right? Okay. All right, time to come clean. A few days after I shot this video, I got access to the Dawson Museum archives, and it turns out that dredge may have actually been dredge number 2, not number 1. The story I told about number 1 still checks out though. And the next dredge we're visiting, that one's definitely dredge number 12. Probably.